All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Lockie slash NoisySauce and
Trav slash Tiny Vessel slash Tiny Mountain slash Trav.
Trav. We got some beers. We're in isolation, chilling out here for our first ever podcast. But we are live streaming, so we're going to get some comments throughout the session. So if it sounds like we're talking about random things that don't make any sense, it's because people are messaging us.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So what's cracking, man?
Not too much. Just been living in this isolation dream right now, making lots of music. How about yourself?
Same, man. Been working on heaps of tunes. Heaps of tunes.
Hell yeah.
Been on the deal, you know what's up. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got finished 2 new songs since I released the Give Yourself a Try cover.
Oh, nice.
And I'm already halfway through another one.
Nice.
So the first one, that should be done this week. And then it's going to be released. Well, you know how the whole releasing thing goes with Spotify and stuff. So it'll probably be 5 weeks or so before it actually comes out.
So, for the people who have no idea on what you do, let's start with Tiny Vessels.
Yeah.
So, give us a rundown of this project, just to kind of give an overview of who we are, what we're doing. You are Tiny Vessels, and what is your project?
So yeah, it's my solo project. I'm in 2 bands, Tiny Vessels and Tiny Mountain. Tiny Mountain kind of came up after I had made Tiny Vessels. That's why there's so many tiny things happening. But yeah, so it's just all me. I write all these tracks. I'd say they're kind of like summer rock tunes. That's got the kind of vibe that they've got to them, soft rock. But I can go a little bit darker in some places, but mainly it's just like kind of beach summer vibes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I write, record, and mix everything myself.
So you play all the instruments on Tiny Vessels, yeah?
Yeah,
And
yeah, everything.
you record everything, you produce everything, you do all your video clips. So massive one-man show kind of deal. But with
I guess so.
but with the sound of a full band.
Yeah,
Cool.
well, I hope so.
Yes. I've listened to the music and I can attest, yes, it is the sound of a full band with one man. Coming from an outside perspective, I've been listening to Trav's stuff since you've been starting it, I think, or maybe a little bit after. Great music, awesome singer, and multi-instrumentalist. So if you
want... thanks, buddy.
Oh, no, that's all right. I got to gas you up a little bit. Cheers. So if you want to check out Tiny Vessels' stuff, you can be found on all the different platforms you're on. Spotify, all those ones. You got your SoundCloud,
Yep.
YouTube, you pretty much everything under the name Tiny Vessels.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Have you got links from your website to everything?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So what's your website?
It's tinyvessels.net.
Tinyvessels.net.
I'm going to double check that. I can't remember.
Don't be lying to our listeners, fam.
Yeah, no, tinyvessels.net. And then you can find everything from there.
Okay, cool. So just so you know, Trav, we currently have 6 concurrent viewers watching our stream right now. So hello to everybody.
Hell yeah. Bunch of mad dogs. Feel free to say some stuff.
Yeah, we got the chat open, so if you do want to say anything, just hit us up. We'll be just taking it pretty chill. This is our first episode. We can really do whatever we want. We got nothing to screw up.
That's it. Hell yeah. Well, let me throw it your way, man.
Oh shit.
What have you been up to? This NoisySauce project's it's doing all right, mate. You're pretty busy.
Sorry, just before I go into it. Sorry?
How many beats are you up to? Do you know?
Oh, man, I think I am up to about... Let me check real quick. I'm pretty sure it's about 2...
Question. How many beats have you done, like, this week? Oh, sorry, it's like last week. The last like 7 or 8 days.
Last 7 or 8 days, all up. Uh, Probably about 22 or 23.
23 beats in a week.
Yeah, probably 20, maybe 22.
What? So you're doing 3 a day?
About, yeah. Today I did four. Um,
That's insane, man.
but it's all for a purpose. I got things to do. So I should probably elaborate on that and not just say I've got things to do. So I currently before all right. So let's tell you about who I am. I guess I am a beat maker. Um, and I've been doing this for just over a year now, trying to push myself as NoisySauce. The idea being to release my beats to the top rappers in the world and pop artists, and yeah, just kind of have that vibe of being a music maker without being the front and center, just making the music in the background, and my hustle is just going as hard as possible, with releasing as much content as possible, doing as many beats as I can, and just working as hard as possible. And during this time of COVID-19, when we're all stuck in isolation, I'm using this as a platform to do double as much work. So that's why I've been doing 3-4 beats a day, trying to push them out to people. I'm live streaming a beat every day on this YouTube channel that you're all watching this on. I release other beats as well, but I'm also making beats privately for people, whether they've asked for it or not. So that's where the extra ones come in. So I'm sending them off like packs to people so that they can check it out. And then if they don't like them, I can release them or send them to other people. So that's why there's so much going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's so sick.
But yeah, so there's a bit going on. So 233 released beats.
That's so good.
So that's going to go up substantially very soon because of all the ones coming out.
Oh, all right, James. Here we
Oh
go.
yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
2020 .net. The people who can't have .com because somebody bought it already. So annoying. I thought tinyvessels.net is better than like tinyvesselsofficial.com.
Did you see what 2-Bit wrote? All the good .com domains are taken by porn.
Nah, I didn't see that.
Tiny Vessels is a terrible porn name.
I would agree with that.
I'm also in the process of trying to get NoisySauce.com, which is currently taken.
NoisySauce is taken.
Yeah, it's taken by a clothing company that was called NoisySauce. They're the only other company that's taken that name, and they shut down, I think, 2 years ago, but they still have the website. And when I started NoisySauce, the website was active, but now it's just a Shopify link. So, yeah.
Right.
So
Do you reckon you're going to try and contact them and see if you can buy it off them?
I've tried. I can't find any contacts. I've found the CEO's name, like the previous CEO. Like I found his business listing on like the British website. Found his name. Tried to find him on like every social media to contact him. Just can't. Like he just doesn't have an email to get onto. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm sure he'll probably try and sell it to me for some god awful amount. So I'm guessing once the lease kind of goes up for sale, or like needs to be renewed, then they'll just drop it, and hopefully I can be there to pinch it.
That's it. I guess you got to kind of just like ScoMo, you just got to wait it out until his the website comes available, and then you just
swoop in there. Yeah, I got NoisySauceBeats.com, which is a pretty good compromise because it tells you what I do as well as has my name in it. So yeah, I'm not too unhappy about that, but it would be nice to have NoisySauce.com because if I had that, no one would ever take that that name ever again. Once you got the .com, no one thinks about it. So Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
All right.
So I want to maybe dive into maybe a bit more production style, just for the
Okay.
people who want to know like what's going on, what's behind the scenes kind of thing.
Okay.
So are you Logic to make all your beats?
I am using 100% Logic with a whole bunch of various plugins and synths and instruments and stuff like that. I do use a bit of live instrumentation, but I'd say 95% of what I do is inside the box.
Yeah.
But yeah, Logic is the machine that runs the whole thing, which is an Apple only product for all of you PC users out there. But it is very, very solid. And how about yourself? Do you also use Logic?
Yes, I also use Logic. Um, I did use Pro Tools once upon a time. Um, but I had a bit of a bad experience with Pro Tools. So I was just like, you know what? I need to change pace and
What?
ended up going with Logic. I haven't been disappointed really.
So, did you just solidly drop Pro Tools, or did you change from Pro Tools to Logic for convenience, or what was the reason behind changing those that first time?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Um, so I was like a hardcore Pro Tools user, like through and through.
Yep.
Um, I used to use nothing but that, and I used to tell everybody to use it. But I ended up buying a license for three, oh no, sorry, 10, 11, and 12. So you can probably hear my dog snoring in the background.
That's all good.
Yeah, it's not just me like weaseling. Um, yeah, so I bought three licenses, and then I earned 12, and then all of a sudden I was getting all these issues happening. Like
Mm.
it was crashing all the time for no reason. Like I bought it all legit. I bought all my plugins fully legit. I had no hot software on the computer at all.
Mm.
Um, and I ended up asking Pro Tools for help because I was just like, I need support. Because every time I was going to songwrite, I'd be spending an hour or two troubleshooting the program.
Yeah.
And it just got to a point where I'm like, this is so frustrating and it's killing my creativity. So I ended up just like asking them for help, and they were just like, "Oh, we've just switched over to a subscription-based service now, so you're gonna have to go ahead and subscribe to us for us to give you full support." And I'm like, "But I just bought three licenses," and they're like, "Yeah, nah, sorry,
And so,
doesn't matter." And I'm like, and then about an hour after that, I bought Logic and never looked back.
so you paid for the product. The product didn't work, and they wanted you to pay more so they could help you with their product that wasn't working.
Correct.
That seems insane.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm pretty happy about that decision because Logic was by far the best decision I've ever made. Like creativity wise,
Mm.
like templates and like songwriting, like MIDI is super friendly with Logic. It all just kind of works.
Yeah, just works.
So it just works, mate. It just works, just like AV. Um, yeah. So I've changed and I couldn't be happier now. I still do use Pro Tools sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh, only if I've gone into a studio to record and they all use Pro Tools. So maybe I'll use Pro Tools to edit my drums that I record in the studio, and then I'll bring them into Logic
Yeah.
and do the rest in.
Um.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That sounds like a
Took
successful
me a while to get
changeover.
through that story. Sorry.
Sorry.
Took me a while to get through that.
No, that's good. It's what the people want to know, I assume. Although we're down a couple of viewers from where we were before, so maybe they don't want to know. We've still got five people watching. Hello, you five people. Um, so I have a confession to make. I have a similar experience
Yeah.
with my Pro Tools to Logic story.
Yeah.
I too was a avid Pro Tools user and was rocking Pro Tools from the start. Like from well, I studied audio at university. Got my like advanced Pro Tools user diploma. It was like pretty much a diploma not a diploma, a degree based around the use of Pro Tools. So that was like 100% what was going on. Shepo42 says hello. I don't know Shepo42.
Shepo. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Shepo, how you doing? Anyway,
Oh,
so I was doing so I was 100% Pro Tools for for the start of my career. I ran recording studios, everything all through Pro Tools, and I would not even look at another DAW for any reason. Like it's just
I was the same.
yeah, and like I'd say, bugger off if you don't try and change me. And then when I changed my setup and got and sold my big computer. I used to have a Mac Tower, and I bought my MacBook Pro, which I still have right now. So this is 2017, 3 years ago, and I bought this thing brand new, and I wanted to be like, yo, what should I do now? Like, should I change over to Logic, because I've heard that they have a slightly better MIDI program, like MIDI capabilities and songwriting and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to get more into that kind of stuff. I thought, yeah, okay, I'll do that, and I'll have both. I'll have Pro Tools and I'll have Logic, and I'll learn how Logic works. Bought them both. And I started using Logic and Pro Tools like I thought I would, one for songwriting, one for mixing. And then I found Logic was just better for mixing, better for pretty much everything. The workflow is quicker. It worked better with my computer. It's cheaper. The instruments that come with it are amazing. It just had so many advantages over Pro Tools.
That's the other thing. You could buy Logic and you could mix a song straight away because you have enough plugins already. Like all their stock plugins and all their stock MIDI instruments are great.
Amazing.
They sound really good. Yeah.
And I got to the point where I was using Pro Tools very, very slightly. Like I'd use it every so often for like really intense audio editing stuff. And then I had a similar thing to you. I bought 2018, which is the latest version of Pro Tools when they went to the subscription model. So I bought it outright. I didn't want to be on a subscription, and I paid something like $480 to upgrade from Pro Tools 12 to 2018. So an obscene amount of money for an upgrade, considering Logic is $320 or something, and then you get upgrades forever. So I paid this $400 and whatever dollars for the upgrade, thinking that was it. I'll never buy another Pro Tools. I've got the latest one. I'm sorted for life. And then the next year, I get a fucking another bill for like $380 from Pro Tools. And I was like, it just comes out of my account, just gets ripped out of my account. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, what is this? And they're like, yeah, you bought it outright, but you also got on the subscription as well. I'm like, if I buy it outright, I don't want to be on the fucking subscription. I just want to have the program. And so I had to fight for something like 3 months to get that $380 back, because I was like, I am not on your subscription. I don't want your help. I don't want any free upgrades, because I've bought it outright. If I wanted to be on the subscription, I would have bought the subscription. But anyway, and after all that, after I paid all that money and everything, I haven't touched Pro Tools in probably close on 12 months now.
Yeah. I reckon you probably won't until you collaborate with someone who's working on tools.
Well, I went over to a friend's house and we were at a party, and we decided it would be a good idea to start making a beat while everyone else was drinking and watching the footy. It was like the two of us that don't give a shit about football decided to go and make a beat on my mate's computer. And he's an audio engineer as well, and he only has Pro Tools. And so we went in there and we start trying to make this beat, and I'm like, how do you make music in Pro Tools? Like, it's so illogical. Like even getting it to loop a section of audio is hard. Like it's not intuitive. And even though I used to do that, like, all the time, it just seemed harder to do.
Yeah, the MIDI editor is like pretty
Oh,
painful as
insane.
well. It's like
So bad.
I will give Pro Tools credit where it's due. Like in terms of audio editing,
Oh,
there is no program better.
no.
There really isn't.
Yeah.
Even like mixing music, Pro Tools, like once you've got your session set up, which is a bit of a nightmare to set up sometimes, but
Mm,
once you've got it set up, it is hard to beat. It's amazing at editing and it's amazing for mixing.
yeah. I'd say
For music creation, I'm just like, nah,
insane.
Logic every time.
Yeah.
I'll never go back to Pro Tools for songwriting.
I think mixing wise, there's nothing that Pro Tools has on the mixing side that Logic can't do.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree with the editing. I think it's like how it's like tools are set out for editing. It's a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Interesting stuff.
even like recording though. Oh, I did realize I didn't know Pro Tools did this, but they kind of stole Logic's idea. But Pro Tools does the playlist thing now, like Logic does.
Yeah.
You know how like it just drops down and then you just select whatever you want. And it's
Yeah.
like super easy.
Yeah, I
They
remember
ended
when
up
it
doing.
did that
Yeah.
and it changed over. I was pretty excited about that, but then I realized that Logic had it all sorted anyway.
Yeah.
And track stacking. Oh my god.
Oh.
Track stacking.
Oh, track stacking. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
I love track.
Love a good track. For any of you who don't know what track stacking is, it's like a grouping in Logic where you can push a whole bunch of channels into one channel, and
Mhm. It's so sick.
and
You just select all of it, whatever you want. So if you've got 10 guitar tracks, you just select all 10 guitar tracks, right click and go create track stack, and it just creates a master bus for
And-
all of your guitars.
and you
I'm just
can-
like, that's so easy, and it's exactly how it should be. But to do that on Pro Tools, you have to every output, yeah, and then you
I got
create
a
a bus and
I got a question. So Shepo42 asks, what would you recommend instead of Pro Tools for beat production for Windows users since Logic is Mac? Now, I've got
really
opinions.
good question.
I've got opinions on this.
Me too.
All right, let's
I-
let's hear your
And I've
opinions
had
first.
friends ask me this.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go first then. I would start with a program called Reaper.
He's saying beat production. Keep that in mind.
Oh,
And he's a Pro Tools user.
I've got no experience in it, but I've heard Ableton Live is just next level
Yeah.
for beat creation and electronic music. I don't use it. I've never used it, but the people that do use it, they swear by it. They reckon there's nothing better
Yeah.
once you know it. So I would go there. But for people who are doing more recording kind of things, you can get Reaper, which is basically like Pro Tools, and you can get skins that almost emulate Pro Tools the same way. Works just as smooth. And it's an open source program, so they just keep on making it better and better, and it's free,
Yeah.
which is the best part. So the stock plugins are rubbish. You have to probably buy like some plugins, but at least you own the plugins from that point, and the program's fine. I know quite a few people that use it, and they swear by that too. So
Yeah. Yeah, I would say music production, I would say Reaper is hands down the best thing to happen to home users. Yeah, I reckon, Reaper is so good. Did I say Reaper or Reason? I think I said Reaper.
not Reason.
Not Reason. Reaper is hands down the best production software for the price because it's not supposed to be free. You're supposed to pay, I think it's like $80 or something for the full version.
Which is so
insanely good, and it's so light on your computer. It's really powerful. I've used it. I used to use it on my computer quite a bit just to get through times when I couldn't use Pro Tools or anything else because my computer couldn't handle it when I had my crappy one. And I got friends who do entire albums on Reaper with no problems, and they turn out great. In terms of beat making, yes, Ableton. I would suggest Ableton or um, FL Studio. And
Oh yeah, Fruity Loops. Whoo! I've actually used Fruity Loops back in the day,
yeah,
and this was like when I was in high school kind of thing, and it was amazing then. And I didn't even know how to use it. It was so much fun. It was so easy to key things in, and I know people like big artists use a lot of Fruity Loops.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like all the big like remix like people like your Avicii, may he rest in peace. Uh,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Did
people like
Avicii use it?
yeah, use Fruity Loops, man.
Really?
It's like there's a few sessions where he's like writing.
Yeah,
He like recreates one of his tracks from scratch, and he just like you just watch him work in Fruity Loops. It's insane.
that's sick.
But
Yeah,
it just goes to show, like at the end of the day, like it doesn't really matter too much on what tools you're using,
no,
because you can achieve with whatever. It's just kind of what suits your vibe and what you dig the most, what features you really are into, and all that kind of thing. But
definitely.
Fruity Ableton would be my go-to if I was to write electronic music on a PC.
What would you go to?
I'll probably go to Fruity Loops first, to be honest. I
Yeah,
really do want to know how Ableton works.
I've used Ableton a little bit when I was in uni, and I remember like I didn't like spend much time on it, so I didn't figure it all out. I think
Mm.
out of the two, Fruity Loops is kind of your more basic, so it's a little bit more simple, a little bit easier to use, still quite powerful. It's got a lot of cool stock plugins in there. It's quite cheap too, and you can buy it like I think the different versions of FL start from like I think like $150. Talking Australian dollars here. And it goes up to like $900 if you buy like
Mhm.
all the plugins that are included, and there's like heat and synths and stuff that are included, and you get some really cool stuff. So there's a bit of a range there, and it's a good starting place, I reckon. If
Yeah.
I didn't have, if I had a PC and someone said like you've got to start over as a beat maker, well you just got to start you again with a PC and you can't use Logic. I think I would go FL Studio.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the idea of Ableton. It's a lot more advanced and all that kind of stuff, but I kind of like stuff that's kind of simple and quick. That's
Mhm.
part of
I've
my
been
workflow.
watching a lot of Andrew Wong, the YouTube
Oh yeah,
producer.
yep,
He's so sick. But he uses Ableton.
yeah,
So when he's like doing things and he's like looking through and doing things real quick, I'm like, I have no
yeah,
idea. I'm like, he's like just like flying through these menus. And I'm just like, oh man,
yeah. It looks
like
sick.
Ableton.
Like I'd love to give it a go.
Mhm.
I just think I don't have the patience to like start again with a new
Oh no
program.
way. I've invested way too much time into Logic now.
Yeah, and I mean like all three of them: Ableton, Fruity Loops, and Logic. Like the biggest beat makers in the world, electronic producers, all that kind of stuff. They're all using one of those three
Yeah.
um, to make their beats. I can't think of any other program that's really on the same level as those. But yeah,
Not me either. There's some people that use like Cakewalk, and even people that use Studio One's getting pretty big.
Studio One's
Presonus's program.
huge. Yeah,
It's getting big now, dude. People are really digging it. It's getting better and better.
yeah.
So that's like a coming program. I know quite a few people that use that now.
I've never haven't
Yeah.
seen the setup on it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
Like I watch my friend Stu Watts at Stu Watts Audio. He uses Studio One, and like he works so fast with it.
yeah,
It's just
okay.
crazy. He's the engineer at Marshall Street Studios.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, they use
Remember
they've
back
got
in the
Logic
day
Pro Tools
when
as well.
like 10 years ago, and all you had was Cubase, Pro Tools, or Logic.
Hmm.
Was there any others?
Oh, do you remember? Do you remember those like other like older programs when you first started audio and you didn't know what was good or not?
Cool Edit.
Cool Edit Pro. Oh my god.
Yes.
Cool Edit Pro, dude.
All right,
Holy crap.
I got to tell you this.
And Sonar.
Sonar Studios. Oh yeah.
What it was. That's what Cakewalk was before Cakewalk. It was called
Oh,
Sonar.
so I guess there were a few, but I feel like everyone's got their own version out now.
Yeah.
Like everyone's got a like their own like mixing software. I'm pretty yeah.
Mhm.
I wish I could label them all now. I think there's like a designated waves one out now, which is kind of cool. But
Really?
yeah, I think they've got their own like mixer. But
Is
what?
it? Universal just released theirs. Luna.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah. My housemate Andy's got it. Yeah. Oh, Brad! Shout out to Audacity. Oh, we've got a few comments. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just dropped now. Shout out for Audacity. Audacity's like, I mean, it's cool for
The worst.
very simple
Oh, man, I hate
single audio file processing.
all
You can't really mix on
trash.
there.
that.
Yeah. I got a story about my first recording into Cool Edit. And this is the first recording I ever did, and it was fucking incredible. So like we were in high school, me and all my friends, we pulled together like all of the gear that we had, which was nothing. It was just stuff that people had like got given from their uncles or like had lying around the house. Anyway, we got this set up, and we had no like we were on like this crappy old computer that was using like 2 megabytes of RAM or whatever. It was just trash. But we ran into this like 4-line level mixer Yamaha unit from the 80s, and it just had like 4 jack inputs and 1 jack output, and that was it. So and 4 little knobs on it, and we ran the output, a guitar jack out, like mono, out of the output, and then into a 6.5 to 3.5 converter into just the sound card on the back of the computer, like the shitty microphone input.
Oh yeah.
You remember
That's
those?
awesome. Oh,
I think it was the green one, or no, the green one was the speaker. I think it was the blue one, and and going into this thing, which was line level. Let me remind you, we had 3 microphones, and they were all microphone to jack, so they were just trash, like $20 microphones. We had one on the kick drum, one overhead, and one sitting in between 3 guitar amps, just hanging down as like these 3 guitar amps all pointed in at it. We recorded a demo like that, and it was all just mono out the back into this into our computer editing software.
Oh man,
It was trash.
that's so DIY.
It was super DIY.
I had something similar. Like I just had like a vocal preamp.
Yeah.
No, I had my very first interface was a little M audio interface, like USB interface.
Yeah.
And I only had line in and headphones out. That's it.
Line in, headphones out. Oh yeah.
And I ended up doing something very similar. I ended up having like one of those, ART.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had like a vocal, just a mic preamp. It was just a cheap mic preamp I got from like, $50 down the street or whatever. And I went line out of that into that interface. And that didn't sound too bad, actually.
Line out of that into the inter. Oh yeah, that's it's line to line. That should work.
It was probably like line.
Yeah.
I don't even know. That's so long ago. But...
How far we've come.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So back to origin stories. Tiny Mountain. Tell us about that.
Tiny Mountain.
Mountain.
So, got to back up a little bit. So, Tiny Mountain is kind of like it's kind of like a joined project. So I met Eddie Eddie's the other. So Tiny Mountain is a two-piece band. I play drums and lead vocals, and Eddie plays guitar and lead vocals, and everything else we kind of just have in tracks. We're kind of like a funk rock band. So it's kind of like if In Excess had a baby with the Chili Peppers and Coldplay. Is like what I like to kind of call it, you know, a bit of
Okay.
those strong influences
Yep.
all mixed in one mix. Um, so I met Eddie because I played in a cover band for like 10 years. And I played drums in that, but we ended up finding him as a fill-in. So we kind of like when we were jamming the covers on stage, we just kind of had like this good energy between us, and we're like, well, maybe we should like have a jam outside of like these shows and just see what happens. And when we did that, we ended up writing our first single, which was Treading on Ice.
Oh yeah.
We just jammed our first jam, yeah, and it was awesome. So we're just like, we kind of just clicked, and we're like, oh well, maybe we should keep doing this. Yeah, then we ended up just joining our projects together. So I had my solo thing, which was called Tiny Vessels, and he had his solo thing called it's kind of like E Mountain Music, Edward Mountain Music, but E Mountain Music. I think
Tiny
is the
Vessels, E Mountain.
That's right. So
Tiny
if you
Mountain.
put the two together, Tiny Mountain.
I see.
That's
what
why
you did
there's
there.
so many tiny bands.
Yeah.
So yeah, we joined the projects together, kind of. We still kind of do our own things on the side, but yeah, now we do this together, and we've released we officially released 2 tracks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, two tracks. Yeah, third's coming out soon. But yeah,
I heard
it's been a bit quiet.
I've heard you got a
COVID.
gig coming up.
Yeah, so like the other day, our friends, we're good friends with Wooha. They're a production company in Melbourne, and they offered for us to go into their warehouse. They've set up kind of like a big stage and stuff in their warehouse, and they're doing like live streams or like kind of like big style production interview kind of style stuff. They got massive LED walls around the stage with like a huge lighting rig, blah blah blah, like full legit what you'd walk into at a TV studio kind of thing. So they've asked us to play live on Friday night, so that's Australian time. So I think we're going to be on at about 8 p.m. Friday night.
Hell yeah!
So that's going to be really cool. So this week,
what channel can we all tune into to watch this?
it's going to be streaming on our Facebook page.
Yep. So the Tiny Mountain Facebook page.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think maybe Instagram. I don't know. Don't hold me to that one. It's going to be streaming on the Wooha page as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about YouTube yet, but I'm hoping that it's going to be streaming on YouTube as well.
I think with Instagram, you might have a hard time because you have to stream from your phone on Instagram, and you can't have any like external.
They're the ones that said Instagram, so I'm not entirely sure how they're going to do it, because I know that we've tried to do Instagram before and it's a pain.
Yeah. I think if you get like an external input, you can do external input of audio, but I don't think you can do. I think you got to use your phone camera.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's not as easy as it seems either, because I tried to get my friend Bassie James. He's in Between You and Me.
Yep.
He was doing a live stream at his house for his side project, Bukowski, and he took I had like a little guitar rig adapter.
Yeah.
For iPhones, which you could just go kind of like, I guess it's kind of mic level in because it's for a guitar. So yeah, you can go into an iPhone that way.
Oh,
you kind of got to work. Apparently, it shit itself.
Yeah, because that would just be mono though, wouldn't it?
Sorry.
That would just be mono, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Which most people are watching on a phone anyway, so it doesn't matter.
True.
And you can only view Instagram on your phone, or you wouldn't really bring it up on your computer. You can, but I don't know. It's so limited.
It is pretty limited on computers. Bubble Theory says, get Channel 10 on it.
Get Channel 10. What, on the Tiny Mountain stream?
Yeah. I agree,
mate,
Bubble Theory.
They got to talk about the shopping prices.
Shopping prices, mate.
Right, mate. They're out of the roof, man. It's crazy.
Can you believe we're going to be in isolation for another, I don't know how long. I think we're getting restrictions taken off as of tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah. I think they said Was it Tuesday? 11:59 p.m. I thought it
PM.
was Tuesday.
Well, that's
Maybe
today.
it is tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the next 24 hours, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about bloody isolation shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
We've been
No, let's move
getting
on.
we're getting reamed with this stuff left, right, and center. I
Mm.
think we can keep this podcast free,
COVID free.
COVID free podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree.
As of midnight, Flecked Sound says. So
Okay, yeah.
there we go.
With a cheap interface that iOS compatible as well as Mac PC. Awesome bit of kit for live streaming. Thanks, Brad.
Ah, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
Always helpful, Brad. There with the
That's
sick
what he's
tips.
talking about.
He should be called Sick Tips, Brad.
Did not sound like tips.
Oh, sorry, Sick Tips, which also probably as bad as what you were thinking.
Yeah.
Um, oh, terrible.
So what's on the agenda for the rest of the week, bro? Have you got like big plans for NoisySauce? What's happening?
Man, it's really it's really an ongoing thing with me right now. I've been just systematically adding more and more to my plate every single day, which is why I'm now making 4 beats a day, as well as like try to release a YouTube video every night. So I've got to do whatever is for that. I got a whole bunch of like socializing to do. I got TikTok videos to make because I'm, trying to keep in with the kids and all that. And it's just adding all that kind of stuff. I don't have any grand plans. It is all just doing this day in, day out. This is probably the most social thing I'll do this week.
Yeah.
Is be on this podcast, hanging out with my mang, talking to the fam.
That's it.
Yeah.
How do you have all the time to edit all these videos, mate?
How do I have all this time? Well, I'm just really good at editing. I just do it all myself, and no one helps me, and it's just me. No, I get help from my man Tiny Vessels over here. So yes, that is true. You do definitely do all my video production, which is fucking insane with how helpful it is. Because
Yeah, that's sick. I really enjoy it too.
yeah, Trav is just a killer video editor, production dude, has an eye for just detail of all this different stuff. Great ear as well. Way more detail oriented than I am. So yeah, that's
It'll just keep getting better.
so
Hopefully.
yeah. Well, and they're looking great. So if you want to see Trav's good work, you can check it out on this YouTube page. I got plenty of content up there that Trav's done. Pretty much anything that's not a beat or a live stream was done by you, and some of the live streams were even done by you.
Some of the before the whole thing happened.
The whole thing.
Yeah, well, doing it. Yeah, but I guess everything that isn't kind of beat related, all your tutorials,
Yeah.
all your reviews, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it goes to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd probably have to say my favorite video I've done so far is a Sesame Street type beat.
Yeah.
That was so sick to edit.
What
That was
about
a
the
lot of fun, that one.
SpongeBob type beat?
Yeah, that one's sick too.
So for anyone who hasn't seen these, which will probably be most of you, I did this was actually Trav's idea. It was make a beat in the style of. Wait, was it your idea or did we just come up with it together?
I think we were like, I think I was talking to you when I kind of came up with it. I was like, we should do something gimmicky,
Yeah.
bit more, because everything was kind of, going down more of a serious kind of, not serious, but it was kind of no bullshit type tutorials. Whereas
Yeah.
I thought this is like brings a little bit of light to your channel, like gives you another side to you, like having
Yeah.
a bit of fun,
And so what it is,
watching those,
is I tried to do a beat making tutorial in the style of what most beat makers do, but instead of doing a regular like, Kanye West type beat or whatever, I went with a Sesame Street type beat. Tried to make something sound like it would be straight off Sesame Street, but show you how to do it from scratch using Logic's stock plugins and all that kind of stuff. And it was a bit of fun, and it ended up sounding pretty cool.
Yeah, it was sick. But like, I was surprised how easily you did that.
Ah,
And then I found out about your past,
yeah.
about what you used to do. So why don't you enlighten me?
Alright.
Enlighten everybody.
So the reason I found this a little bit easier than I probably would have before is when I was living in Canada in 2018. I had a job at a recording studio, and one of my jobs was mostly overdubbing vocals, recording vocals for like ads and TV shows and stuff like that. So it was mostly pretty boring recording and editing work. But every so often we get a job to do the music, either for the backing of like a TV show, or behind an ad, or like even wrote a jingle which ended up on the radio in Canada, which was pretty cool. But yeah, so I got to write these like kind of childish, gimmicky songs, and I had to come up with a whole bunch of ideas every time one of these came around, because you had to pitch like 20 ideas to this to the company, and then they would kind of sift through them and pick the best ones. And so I was just kind of quick on making cheap, gimmicky, childish music, and I guess that's my brand now.
So good.
It was good fun. It was a great job, I have to say. It was definitely taught me a lot. And what was cool is me and the head engineer at the studio kind of battled it out every time we got one of these jobs, and it would just be like, because I'd get a massive commission if I won it. Like, it was it was about 1.5 weeks worth of pay just for getting that song. So me and the other engineer would just be like pumping out like as many good songs as we could, and pitching them against each other and shit like that. So it was a bit of fun.
That's awesome.
Flecked Sound says, make a kalimba type beat.
Flecked. Who's Flecked? Do you know?
Flecked Sound. I don't know. I know Not Daniel is most likely Daniel.
Yeah.
I don't know who Flecked Sound is. You can give us a hint in the chat if you're still there, Flecked Sound.
I can't see the icon.
It's too small.
It's green. Yeah.
Whoa.
I can't click on the name.
But yeah, we'll give some enlightenment on how we know each other.
Yeah, well,
Travis
it's kind
Suddy,
of a funny
sound
story,
engineer.
really, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's kind of a funny story, really.
Yeah.
So Lockie and I met at the Melbourne Convention Centre, which is where we work.
Not Rick.
Hey?
Flecked Sound is not Rick.
Nice, Rick. Yeah, so we met at the convention center. We both specialize in audio and live sound. We have been for a long time. The funny thing about this story was we got along at the convention center. We started talking, and we wanted to like start writing and jamming and all that kind of stuff. And when I went to put each other's names in our phones, I already had Lockie's number in my phone. Did I had your number? You definitely had my number.
I definitely have your number.
Yeah, I think I had yours in my phone as well. I was like, how do I have your number?
We had no idea where we met, how we met. We knew, like, I had you down as Travis Suddy, sound engineer, which you're still in my phone now as. So we probably met at a gig. I'm guessing we met at a gig where one of us was doing sound and the other one was in the band or something like that. Or we were maybe both doing sound. And we swapped numbers to be like, if you ever have a gig or whatever and can't do it, send it my way kind of thing.
Hmm.
I'm guessing that just sounds right.
I have a feeling that it may have been the SB in St Kilda.
No shit.
That's what I reckon.
I mean, so much
It
stuff
could be
happened there.
anywhere. It really could have been anywhere because I've played that many shows in Melbourne. I'm
Dude,
legitimately able to tell you,
when I
but
was
I feel a weird feeling that it's the SB.
yeah, well, when I was in uni and just out of uni, probably between like 19 and like 20, I think maybe a little bit earlier, but maybe 24, I would spend pretty much every at least Friday and Saturday at the SB doing live sounds. So good chance it was there.
Did you ever do those? There was like they did competitions there all the time. Did you ever do sound for those?
Not competitions. I did actually maybe I did do a competition. I did a lot of the festivals there.
Started with E.
Do you remember Progfest was one of the big ones that went through there. And then there was the one shit, what was it called? Like the big another big proggy one. I was in with the prog scenes a lot, so I always did the prog festivals.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. But yeah, some good times. But yeah, so we've been working together ever since then. I moved away for a year, but then came back to the same job, so we kept hanging out. And and now we're in isolation, and we're still chatting and doing podcasts and stuff because this is how we be. Not to mention we live about 10 minutes walk away from each other, so that's kind of pretty insane.
You live literally around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, I want to bring it back to production.
Okay.
What's that snazzy thing you got there? I haven't seen that before.
This thing.
A snazzy. Yeah, what's that?
This is I'm gonna bring it into view real closely so I don't ruin my sound. But this is my Aston Origin microphone, which I purchased for the sole reason that it is the smallest and strongest condenser microphone that you can get for a decent price. I mean, yours is quite small as well, but yours is probably a bit over twice the price. So I went away from that idea. But this whole setup here, which looks really fancy, is the Aston Cradle and the Aston Spit Shield pop filter thing, which probably costs more than what it's worth, but come on. Look at that. It looks sick.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I probably spent a bit much on it, but it's all right. It was like $150, not too bad. Yeah. Brad Delarue did a bit of backline work for Pony Music. I know Pony Music. The old fam. Did you...
So romantic.
That was about our backstory.
Oh yeah.
Had a beer.
That's it.
I should have brought more in. Yeah. What about your microphone? Tell us a little bit about that bad boy.
This one,
Mm-hmm.
I got really sick of the Rode NT1, which is a great microphone, but I owned it for almost 10 years or something. I was like, I need to upgrade and move on. So I ended up getting a Neumann TLM 102.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can kind of see it.
Classic Neumann.
Probably going to hear all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, just point it right at the speaker. It'll be fine.
No, it's good for it. How else will it learn?
How else will it learn? Yeah. Yeah,
Rick, speaking of production, what are we drinking tonight?
Um,
Mate.
You go first.
I went to Coles the other day. Did my shopping, and on the docket it said that I could get a 6-pack of James Squire for $12.
Ooh.
So I am on the Swindler,
Ah,
James
tropical
Squire Swindler,
pale.
which is the tropical ale.
Is it fruity?
It's very fruity.
That's what makes it tropical.
That's right.
Yeah, good, good.
How about you, mate? What are you smashing over there?
I got this is on the other side of things. I found the most expensive beer that you can buy at the shop that I was at and bought it. This is Moondogs. Let's see if you can see it there. Timothy,
Oh yeah,
Tamothy, Slamathy. And
that's a sick name.
it is a chocolate biscuit milk stout.
What?
Yes, you heard that right. It is a chocolate biscuit. That Tamothy, like Tim Tam. It's like super thick, super dark, rich, just like chocolatey
I have
beer.
never heard chocolate biscuit beer before.
Well, it's delicious. And it's
Yeah.
I can't remember how much it was. I think it was $18 for four.
Oh, that is steep.
Yeah, but
Whew.
I don't drink much, so I figure if I'm gonna have a little bit, I may as well enjoy it.
Yeah, that's sick though.
But I
That's
was just thinking about this. Is your style of songwriting is very like summer vibes, like chilling on the beach, like that kind of stuff, and you've got a tropical pale ale, beaches, chill, blah blah blah. My style of production is kind of dark and thick and like not much high end, like kind of like subby, and I feel like this is like dark and thick and
Are you saying you are what you drink, mate? Is that what you're pointing
I'm
at?
saying that right now we are what we drink.
What if I was on wine? I'm just a giant grape.
Oh well, yeah, of course. Well, I think wine has it like depending on what wine you have, it has a different
That's true.
connotation onto what you're doing. I wonder if that is a thing. Like if you are what you drink.
That's interesting, actually.
I watched
What's everybody else
it.
drinking tonight?
This is
I want to
not.
know what everyone's drinking.
Yeah,
Oh,
what-
Daniel's already answered that. Smashing some OJ. Nice.
Nice, nice. I watched a guy
Lol.
when I was buying this. I watched this dude at the bottle shop. And this is not podcast speech. This is just bullshitting, which I guess is just podcast speech anyway. But this guy rocks up to the fucking counter with 2 slabs of Bundaberg and Coke. Like, this is a
That's a man
shit
that will probably
drink.
come back to the bottle for at least a week.
But like, Bundaberg sucks. Like at the best of times, and he bought 2 slabs of it,
God,
and I was just like,
I can't deal with that.
oh, like this guy is
loving it.
getting in a road rage accident at some point in his in the next few weeks. Like, Bundaberg's just terrible. Brad's on the Pepsi Max.
Oh damn!
Did you see what he said? Until you look at the wardrobe and you're both the opposite. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I do have a bit of a summery vibe with the tie dye, and you're rocking the dark beanie.
That is true. You're a genius, Brad.
Like
It's
sounds.
true. Although this is a surf brand, so I don't know if I get bonus points for the.
He does get. And this is a hip hop brand, so
Oh damn!
I'm
I
rocking.
mean, look wise though, he's right.
Yeah.
But brand wise, we win.
Yeah. We win. Yeah.
We win. Hell yeah!
Um,
So I sent you a couple of examples the other day.
Oh yeah.
Have you looked at them yet?
You're talking about the
I'm
track.
talking about the collaboration. The collaboration.
Yes, I have looked at it. So doing a bit of a collab song together. I haven't done anything with it yet. So I said we got to do something because I mostly just do beats, but I also do rap a little bit here and there. and I wanted to get on a track with my man because I know that we kind of like vibe off each other's style quite a bit, and like we have similar tastes and all that kind of stuff. So I said, "Yo, give me some guitars, some drums, some bass. Give me a track. I'll turn that track into a beat. Like, give me the instrumentation. I'll turn it into a beat, like using my stuff, and then I'll give it back to you. You put a chorus on there and maybe a verse. So we'll figure it out. And then I want to put a verse, and then we'll release it as a collaboration. But I haven't done anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm keen to hear what you do with it.
Me too. I like. There's going to be some thick 808s on there. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna have to filter out some of that bass guitar.
Yeah. So James D'Amico dropped off for half an hour. And did he miss anything good? I mean, it's just us talking.
Oh, as in he was gone and now he's back.
Yeah. You missed the Avengers
Oh,
Origins.
you missed a few things, mate. But
We've been talking for a while.
Yeah, we're kind of just What are we talking about now?
We're talking.
We ended up talking about beers for a while.
Talking about our song that we're gonna do.
That's right.
But yeah.
So we're gonna collaborate on a track, and
Yeah.
Lockie asked me to send him some stuff. So I sent him some drums, which ended up being electronic drums, but I did play them.
Sounds sick.
But it's all electronic. Yeah. Some guitar and bass, and I'm gonna see what Lockie does with that. And then once he's finished the beat, he's gonna spit some raps on that, some lines.
Spit some
I'll
raps.
probably chuck I'll probably chuck more of like a kind of a singy kind of chorusy kind of vibe to it. But I imagine you're gonna sell the beat on your website as well.
Oh
but
yeah.
It's kind of like an extra thing that we do on top.
Yeah.
With the yeah.
I don't make anything exclusive for myself because I want to sell everything. Everything's a money making venture for me. I mean, we've already sold a beat that we made together, not too long ago, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was sick. You kind of just called me and was like, "Yo, we sold the song."
Here's some money, bitch.
Yeah, here's some money. I was like, "This is mad. We need to do that a lot more."
Who would win? Who would win in a fight between me and Trav?
Money's on Trav. With what? A fight with what?
I
Did I mean physically?
Yeah, I think they mean physically. I would never.
I'm
fight.
physically very fragile.
Yeah, I wouldn't fight you. I wouldn't do it. I'd run.
That's it.
We'd never get to that point. But they could Terradome us, I guess. Like cage match, like Terradome cage match kind of thing.
Cage match.
Like only one person. Two people enter, only one leaves.
And they can only use one leg. And that's it. No arms. One leg only.
To the death. Nah.
That's it. To the death.
I don't know.
So many comments. I need a backflip. Brad, our boy Noisy did a backflip. It was pretty sick.
Do you see the one saying that they're waiting on your vocals for the snake jam?
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting to do that.
Definitely got to do that. How about who would win at laser tag? I haven't played laser tag in a long time. I guess we can only go by how much skill. I reckon you would win because laser tag.
Reckon?
Well, because you play way more gun-related video games than I do.
Do you want to know who's really good at that?
Brad?
Daniel Lee.
Daniel Lee
is so good at games. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm sure...
Every time I play with that guy, it makes me not want to play games because... No offense, Daniel. I love you.
You mean not Daniel?
We'll jump on COD, right? We'll just start playing some COD. And then I'll think I'll do really well, and I'll get like 10 kills on a match. And I'll be like, yeah, this is mad. I got 10 kills. And I look at his, and he's got like 40. And I'm like, what the fuck? Daniel, why are you so good? Why are you so good? Anyway.
Yeah.
I think Riley's actually very good at COD as well.
Man, I tried. I used to have it on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And I play it a little bit. I just can't play video games. I just don't I can't sit down. I like the investment isn't there. I never like get to a point where I'm like, I I have that feeling where I'm like, I want to get good. What happens is I go in and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna try this, and then I die very quickly, and then I go and do something else
Mm-hmm.
because fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like COD, man. It's so fast paced.
It's
Like you've got to be
because
so quick.
not Daniel.
Like
It's
it can
because
so
playing
quickly.
COD is his job now. Well, I mean that makes sense. You're gonna get good at it if you do it every day, all day.
Daily COD Master Race. No AV. All I do is COD. True. It's the closest thing. Do you just record screen captures and then watch them back like you're recording a thing at work?
That's what that. I mean, this is how much AV was this to setting this shit
This
up.
this is AVS.
And we did a bunch of
Oh
AV
yeah,
here.
actually setting this up was like all of the convention center folk. You'll appreciate what we went through.
Fucking
What anyway.
yeah.
I was like
Well,
setting this up from scratch.
I went through everything that you went through previously when
True.
I was setting up my live streams, but now it's a bunch.
You just gave me all the answers. I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, still took a little while. We're trying to get onto this thing by what 7:30. Ended up getting on here at like 8:10. There was it was like 3 AVs in this one.
Mhm.
We had
Oh,
we had vision. We had to set up cameras.
correct.
We had microphones, so there's a bit of sound, and
That's it.
I've even got
Bit of
proper
package, man.
lights up in this bitch. Like that's why I'm all lit,
That's it. Oh, I mean, if I go this way, I can get a feature light happening.
dude. That
Oh, it's blown out.
it is so blown out. All you can see is just a ball of white.
Come on. That's disappointing. It is a cactus.
It is a cactus.
It's supposed to be a cactus. Oh, this looks way better. I should have been like over here from the start. Not that anyone gives a shit.
Yeah,
Anyway.
y'all care about what we're saying, not what we're doing. I hope,
That's it.
unless you're all
People don't
just
even care.
on here for a sneaky.
That's right. All right. Has anyone got any questions?
Yeah, we're
Probably
probably
not. It's work folk.
it's probably like wrap up time. Do you want to just spend the rest of this
How
one
long have we been going for?
just about a bit over an hour?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Please move away
Please
from the light. For this.
Everyone.
Wait, is that me?
I don't know. I think he's talking about me.
Maybe saying move the camera away from the light.
Yeah, maybe.
Nah, whatever.
I don't care.
I don't care.
James, he would just deal with it.
I
Wait for
heard you're
James.
supposed to go to the light. Come on, give us some subject matter up in here. We're flailing.
That's it. That's when you know that it's time.
It's probably time.
Next time we'll oh, here we go. Any other projects you guys have in mind or doing soon that'll be kept in secret for now? Oh, I do, but I can't announce it yet.
You got secrets. You got secret things.
I do.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Um.
I'll give like, oh, can I? I can't really give any hints without really giving it away. But anyway, yeah, I got a really cool thing on the side. I know James will definitely appreciate it. James Dominico will froth what's happening behind the scenes right now. But apart from that, what am I doing? I've got Tiny Vessels, Tiny Mountain. I'm editing for you / collabing with you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I got going on, and it's fantastic. I'm loving it. It's great.
Yeah.
How about you? You got much going on apart from the sauce?
Well, I'm doing a couple of like feature rap things with a few people here and there. So I've got a track that I did with a guy I met on the internet, but he's from Melbourne, funnily enough. And we both just spat a track together where over one of my beats. So that's going to be released pretty soon, hopefully in the next couple of days. I'll be able to drop that. I've got a bunch of stuff happening with some dudes in America where I'm just feeding them beats, and hopefully that's going to blow up to something fairly decent. And I've joined a crew in America as well, of like a bunch of rappers and producers and stuff that are just like, they just want some beats to work with. So hopefully there'll be some music coming out of that pretty soon, and I can maybe get some more spitting happening. Get some more vocals down. But apart from that, it's been mostly just working. We're working on video stuff with you, and just making beats every day. Is the
We've got some
hustle.
pretty cool shit coming out soon. We've got some like sick ideas. I can't wait to work on some of them that we'll have.
Oh man. I got to talk to you about this afterwards, but
it's some awesome stuff coming on Lockie's channel. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Okay, we've got a couple more questions that we got to get to.
Okay.
All right, so one was monitors. What are we working with?
What monitors?
Are you talking? All right, well let's just cover all monitors. We'll talk.
All right, we'll do vision and audio. So you go first, bro.
All right, so vision. I'm running a cheap, shitty. What brand is it? ViewSonic, 28-inch monitor. It's 1080p. It's not very good. It's just like there to give me a fair amount of space and vision here, and I got it for free, so that's cool. And I'm just running my MacBook screen as well. And in terms of sound, I'm using KRK V6s, along with a Yamaha HS8S subwoofer, which you won't be able to hear right now. That's my monitor setup.
Yeah, they sound great. That sub sounds so good.
Oh, she gets lit.
I've got a pretty similar setup. Well, not really, but I've just got an Acer screen. I don't know the brand, the screen size. I think it's 27-inch, and I'm running my MacBook just below it. My audio monitors, I'm running Atom F7s, which is kind of like the model below the A7s.
Yeah, they sound great though.
So, yeah, no, they sound awesome.
Yeah.
So I think the difference is that the A7s have, I think, are they paper cones or carbon? No, carbon cones.
Carbon cones.
Where these ones I think are made of a cheaper material for the main woofer, but the same ribbons.
They're Kevlar, aren't they? They look kind of Kevlar-y.
Yeah, they do look Kevlar-y.
But I used to have the A7s in my old setup, but and yeah, I mean, mint speakers. But I remember hearing yours, and I'm like, damn, I probably should just got these because they sound so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to, I think it was Store DJ. It was one of those places in Richmond.
Yeah.
And they had a full wall of monitors, and I listened to every pair of them.
Yeah.
And I was listening to like my reference track through the whole thing, and yeah, and these stood out to me. I'm like, this is what the song should have sounded like on these speakers to me. Like, I'm just like, this is what it should have sounded like in my head. So yeah, I just bought them. I think it was about 1,100.
Oh yeah.
pair.
That's pretty good.
Which is pretty good. That's like the price of one A7.
Yeah. Oh my
god. But yeah, no, they're great. I love them.
Good stuff.
They've also got a pair of those iLoud speakers that you also own.
Oh yeah. So we this is something that we've discussed for a while. So when I was moving to Canada, I needed the smallest setup I could possibly get. So I bought everything small. I got sold my tower for a laptop. I got a small microphone. I sold all my guitars. Everything was just built to be small. And part of that was I wanted really small monitors. And I got these iLouds from IK Multimedia, and they're like 3-inch drivers. They're about yay big, or the size of bit smaller than my head, tall. And they are insane. like the bass they put out, they are just like huge sounding monitors. They're cheap. They're like $450. And you heard them.
Yeah.
And what'd you
Yeah,
do?
board pair as soon as I heard them. Yeah.
And then our other mate from work, he heard them and he bought a pair.
Yeah,
Like
crazy.
they are
It
insane.
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
The
sense.
sound coming out of such a small little speaker, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm almost certain that my like KRKs, which are like 6-inch decent monitors, I don't think they could produce the bass that those iLouds do. Like
That's insane.
there's just so much low end and it's tight. Like it does blow out a little bit, when you get some like big beefy low end, like it does have a limit.
Yeah.
But like for what they are insane with how good they are. And I've currently got them running my hi-fi in the lounge room right now because I upgraded to this setup. And even when you're listening to like, or watching like Game of Thrones and stuff, and you get those big subby like boo sections, they come through. And it just every time I'm just like, how is this possible?
Well, I bought them because I was going to go overseas. Oh, this is a project that I'm working on with my friend Mark. Yeah, I'm helping him write some stuff.
Oh yeah.
And we were going to go to Bali right before the whole thing happened. We booked it. We booked a trip to Bali, and I bought these speakers actually to go there because I was going to take my whole like recording rig over there, but I didn't want to take speakers.
Yeah.
They're too big, and I'm like, I didn't really want to mix and record on just headphones either, especially for long periods of time. So I'm like, we need kind of just something that we can work with. And I was thinking like, I could use like a Bluetooth speaker. I got like a Bose speaker. I'm like, no, that's pretty shit. Like it doesn't go very loud. Sounds okay, but for listening to music only. I think we were talking at work, and you were just like, just get some iLouds, and I was like, you genius.
They're so good.
They're so good for the price. And I bought them, and I'm just like, I'm shattered that I didn't get to take them over there and use them, but I've been using them around the house as well because they got Bluetooth input as well as like the line in as well.
Yeah.
Like, just so convenient, and they're so small. Sound amazing. So I'll be using that for all portable stuff from now on.
Hell yeah.
They're just amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Insane how good those are. So that's our first recommendation of this podcast is if you need small speakers or even just cheap speakers that can do a whole bunch, the iLoud from IK Multimedia.
That's it. Purchase it from the affiliate link in the description down below.
Yeah.
We don't have it.
But
we should.
Yeah. The other thing is how versatile they are because they got like Bluetooth in as well. And you can use the Bluetooth in as well as 2 line ins. So you can like have it connected to your TV, but then also just be like, I want to play you something on the phone and just be Bluetoothed into them and just pop something out.
Does it cancel out the line input when you connect to Bluetooth?
I haven't tried playing anything at the same time, but I don't think it does. Actually, I think it just plays them both at the same time, which is kind of annoying. No,
Yeah,
but like
that's all right.
That's what you're telling it to do, so it's just doing what it's told.
Oh, we missed a question from Daniel. This one's fun. Which Harry Potter character do you most identify with? Oh, I mean, I want to say Harry, right?
Everyone wants to be Harry, though.
Everyone wants to be Harry, but I feel like realistically, I'm going to be Ron, for sure.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I haven't watched Harry Potter in a while.
Oh, I thought that was the end of your sentence. So I'm like,
like
what?
Oh, I've only seen like I think 2 of the movies.
Have you read all the books, though?
No.
So you're going through life right now, not knowing how Harry Potter ends.
Does he die?
Or the story.
Does he see ghosts?
Is
he a ghost? No, seriously,
I get nothing.
Dude, all right. So here's something. Here's a confession. NoisySauce confession. I don't know shit about most TV or movies that I should know about. Like, I haven't seen Die Hard. Um,
Oh,
like,
all right. The podcast is over.
I haven't seen so many movies that people are just like,
Die Hard, come on.
I know. Like, what wasn't I saw Forrest Gump for the first time like a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Like, shit like that. Harry who dies at the end. Um,
Oh,
petition for. I don't think that's legal. I don't think you can just read out a book, can you?
sure.
I think Audible
Can I sell it
would
on
fucking have a
audio?
go.
What is it? Was it Audible? I only saw
Um,
Die Hard last Christmas. Man, I remember watching that movie when I was a kid.
I may have seen it. I like, but there's so many movies like that. I just like, just don't. I haven't seen. I don't care
Have
about.
you seen? This is probably the only one I actually care about. Have you seen Jurassic Park?
I I have,
Oh,
but like,
oh,
it was so long
right.
ago.
You
I
get to live
can't
another
remember.
day. I was about to say I am canceling the podcast and I'm walking over to your house to murder you.
Like it has been so long that like I get the premise of the overall movie, but I don't know what happens. Like, I know there's a bunch of dinosaurs and I know they do shit. I have seen Ghostbusters, yes, but again, it was so long ago. Like, I just don't watch that many movies, and I have staples that I go back to.
I definitely know what I'm doing next time we do this. I'm writing out a list of crucial movies and we're going to go through them one by one to see if you've
Oh,
seen them.
and you're gonna like see if I've seen them.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh, and we might at some stage have to get some guests on. Uh, Riley and John want to be on the podcast.
Oh hell yeah, we can get some guests on
If they're lucky.
if they're lucky.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Yeah. We'll,
Well,
we'll do some guesty stuff once we've got out what we need to get out. I guess
yeah.
whatever that.
Whatever that
I mean, we
is.
struggled through this one. Eh?
Well, I think we can probably finish it up now because we got a bail and
True.
we got to leave some stuff for next time. So I think like we haven't really planned anything out, but I think the next one's going to be next weekend. Yeah.
Yes.
This
As
week.
in
This
or
weekend.
next?
This one.
Yeah, we can do one this weekend.
Saturday night
Yeah, just not Friday night because you know what Friday night is, mate.
for the boys. Oh wait, no, that's
Tiny
Saturday.
Mountain's playing live. For all those people that don't know already, my band Tiny Mountain. If you haven't heard them before, check them out. See what you think. We're kind of like funk, pop, rock stuff. If you like old Chili Peppers and In Excess and Coldplay, you probably dig our stuff. I know we've only got 2 songs out at the moment, but we're playing a full live set. We have heaps of songs. We're playing a full live set on Friday night. It's going to be sick. It's going to be like a full lead wall setup, big stage, lighting, all of the bits and bobs. And I am doing all the backing tracks properly this week. And hopefully they sound good.
They will.
It is so much work.
It's gonna be insane.
Now when I listen to bands with backing tracks, I'm just going to be like, oh man. Doing a mono backing track is one thing, but doing I'm doing an 8-channel out backing track, so I'm separating all the instruments, so the engineer has like complete control.
Complete control. Yeah, doing a gig of that scale and that much production to no people will be really interesting.
Yeah, I know. But apparently, we're gonna have like screens. There's gonna be AV to this. Oh, there's gonna be AV'd out, dude. We're gonna have screens in front of us with our live comments and stuff happening.
Ah, I thought you were gonna have like a screen with all the faces of the people watching. Like,
Oh, that would be sick.
That would be insane.
Probably do that. We could just start a Zoom call and get people to join.
How many people can you get? How many faces can you get on one Zoom call?
That is a Google question.
That is a Google.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and figure that out.
Bring it up,
split.
Jimmy.
How many people can you have on a Zoom call? You can have up to 100 participants in one meeting.
But can
That's
they
a
all?
fair few.
But can they all be viewed at the same time? That is the question.
Uh, can they all be? I don't know. We wouldn't be like listening to that. We wouldn't. We couldn't.
No, you wouldn't be listening, but you'd be able to see all their faces. That's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. We could. I wonder if we could do that. That'd be
Yeah.
sick.
That'd be so.
That'd be crazy.
That's sick. All right.
All right, man.
All right. Let's bat. Let's.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes.
So
live
Saturday.
on Friday night, 8 o'clock. Put it in your calendar. We're gonna have a great time, and we hope everyone enjoys it. We're gonna do another podcast on the weekend.
Saturday.
I don't know when yet. Probably. Okay, we'll do Saturday.
Let's do Saturday night. Tentatively.
All right. Sweet.
And subject matter. You guys are free to give us some vibes. But I'm thinking. I haven't even discussed this with you, so I don't care what you
throw it on me.
All right, I'm thinking we should just go through gear, like just do a full talk about gear, like all the gear we've owned, all the gear we own, what we think about it, what we think is sick, all of our gear. Let's just throw it all out there for a full podcast.
Podcast is called "What's in Our Studios."
What's in our studios?
What gear do we use in our studios? You know,
Yeah,
clickbaity out.
gearheads on the gear. Yeah, I reckon that's going to be it. So, yeah, let's do that. Saturday, gear talk.
All right, done.
Hell yeah. All
Awesome.
the gear.
And I'll give you a gig debrief as well.
And a gig debrief. We can hear what happened. How many faces they could get on the Zoom wall.
Yeah, I'll see if that can happen. Yeah,
That'd be sick. All right, well, we're gonna call it now, guys. So peace out, everybody. We hope you enjoyed our first podcast. We're gonna be doing more of these things, hopefully, on the weekly is the plan. So yeah, let's get on it.
Awesome.
Check out Tiny Vessels, Tiny Mountain, and some NoisySauce.
Hell yeah. Until next time.
Until next time, peace out, everyone.
Keep it real.
And